looted. So the defendant either maybe is dead or has taken flight or is unavailable, is not tried. But the state is interested in the recovery of the ill-gotten wealth arising from the crime through the mechanism of civil forfeiture. And this is what has played out here. It is not on record that Diezani has been tried, but the asset has been recovered from him. And now what you see play out today in the formal signing by the Attorney General is an asset agreement between the U.S. and Nigeria. The U.S. has recovered this asset, and they have agreed to also repatriate these assets back to Nigeria. And significantly, the way these assets are to be applied, the details of this, the application of these assets are contained in the agreement. One, to fund, through the World Bank, to fund the rural electrification project. This is going to be of beneficial impact to Nigeria.
Sorry, Jerry, I had to stop it there again, okay? Anyway, Sha, they said they're part of the arrangement they usually have with the countries where these repatriated funds, proceeds of corruption. The agreement they usually have with them is that they want to reinvest the money in infrastructure, electrification, sometimes education, healthcare, and stuff like that. They just kind of put that up so that when they release the money to them, it's going to go to America or UK, where we give you back the money. Okay, the money is going to go into like funding developmental projects, not to be relooted. And Nigeria is a place where returned loot are always relooted by the active criminals that you have in that place. See, when America, for example, finally says, okay, out of the $10 billion they looted from your country this year, we are giving you back $150 million from it. The remaining, what do you call it, 9.8 billion dollars will remain in the American system, operating there for years, before they will now say, okay, you know what, we're going to return $500 million to you. That will be like after maybe 5, 6, 10 years. That's how they do it. Abacha's loot in America and all over the world have been returned in bits and bits. Under Bokwari alone, Switzerland or Britain or US, at least they returned over $4.5 billion of Abacha loot. Under Obasanjo, they returned $1.9 billion. Under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, they returned Abacha loot, they returned over $1.4 billion. But the person that actually received most of Abacha's loot that returned to Nigeria was Bokwari. He received over $4.5 billion in 8 years of Abacha loot. If we ask them, what did they use Abacha loot for? I mean, these are supposed to be public. Yeah? They're supposed to be public, but no. They've relooted them. That is how it works. And this Western country knows that as well. Most of the time, they even give it to them as like a charity money. You know, like, we're going to give you this, this financial aid to Nigeria. These are looted funds from Africa, looted by different thieves from Africa, especially Nigeria. So they are going to actually reloot it. So in one of those instances, right, where returned loot are returned to Nigeria, for example, James Ibori, as well as Alamesia, they had their own loot confiscated here in the UK. And it became a battle. I think it was about 200 million pounds or something like that of James Ibori's money that was supposed to be returned back to Nigeria under Bokwari. Then it became a battle that James Ibori stole the money from Delta State. He didn't steal it from Nigeria. So if James Ibori or any governor looted their states and by chance they are caught and the money is to be returned back to that place, shouldn't the money be returned back to the state they stole, the people they stole it from? Take a look at that of Yeye Bello as well. For example, Yeye Bello that looted 110 billion naira from Kogi State. and then paid over $1 million in tuition fee for his own children that are yet to get to primary school, and he has already paid to the university level for them. Yeah, he's paid primary school, secondary school, university, all that paid to a school in advance. He paid 10, 15 years school fees in advance for his children. But that money has been recovered by the EFCC. The schools that he paid the money to, they returned the money to the EFCC. So the money belonged to Kogi State people. But you know what? If you now give the money back to them in Kogi State, is that not you giving the money back to Yeye Bello? The Olodo of Kogi, the one that, Yeye Bello's cousin, that is now the governor of Kogi State, the Olodo of Kogi. Now, Olodo has been shielding Yeye Bello, as you all know. So if I'm just using that as an example, like how messed up the entire thing is, okay? So they argue then that if any governor steal money, that money and the money is recovered, it should be given back to the state. But in a situation whereby some of these states are controlled by the stooges installed by these same criminal, corrupt governors, so it's not like returning the money back to the thieves. That's how messed up that place is. How messed up. Somebody can just steal so much, billions. Like you have to steal billions. 200 billion, 300 billion. Why? Deny your people basic amenities. So that whenever you are caught, you can easily probably just hire some sandpaper lawyers who are always going to help use the lacunas in their law to shield you from prosecution or shield you from the punishment that you deserve. And you're only just going to use a fraction of the money, like a tiny bit of it. And, anyway, so Diezani is, we've had some of the Diezani's associates, like Omokore. See, one of the Diezani's associates called Omokore. The guy is so rich. He's a thief. He's a criminal, right? That he is believed to have helped Diezani stash and launder over $1 billion. Diezani was the petroleum minister, all right? When Goodluck Ebele was president, right? He didn't make himself Minister of Petroleum like others, all right? He appointed a substantive Minister of Petroleum, Diezani, a woman that they believed she is being persecuted politically because she wasn't playing balls. This is the defense that she put up by the people she hired to kind of launder her own image. But evidently, this Omokore guy, Papa, the guy made so much money, right? That he bought himself this luxurious, luxury apartment in New York. The American government seized over $200 million worth of, what they call the proceeds of corruption. Over $200 million was kind of like, not cash, like in properties. He had yachts, he had, he had stuff that sell more. And then he pleaded guilty. That's how they got all those things. He pleaded guilty and he did what they call the plea bargaining. I'll give up all of these things and I will avoid jail. And this was supposed to be his own share from helping Diezani to move money around that time. There are still people who believe that Diezani was being persecuted. What did she steal? Nigerians love their thieves differently. Here you get. They will tell you that, hey, is she the only one? Is she the only one? What about Nigerians and their whataboutism? They are the victims of all this loot. They are the victims of all these stealings and corruption. Or somehow, right? You will always find them in their miserable existence defending these thieves with passion. And there is no amount of returned loot in that contraption that will ever be significant to what is being looted from that place. You remember when David Cameron said that Nigeria is fantastically corrupt, that the money they are stealing from Nigeria in a year, from all sides, in 1 year, Baba, if they should steal that in the UK, what they are stealing from Nigeria in a year, if they steal that in the UK in 5 years, not 1 year, in 5 years, he said UK, United Kingdom, will go bankrupt. I don't know how many of you will remember that. Cameron said that. That's what you are enduring, and that is what you are enabling in that contraption. If Nigeria was a China, like majority of those you are calling your role models today, leaders, they will be dead or awaiting the hangman's news, unfortunately. So no matter how much money they claim to return, for example, look at this $52 million. That's chicken change to what was actually stolen from that place. And then the generation of Nigerians that have been denied basic amenities because of this. You know, it's unfortunate. So finally, by the way, I have this video from Tokunbo Wahab, that's Tokunbo Wole in Lagos. These are those who actually turned the bridge. I don't know what you call it. Should we call it a pedestrian? I don't think it's pedestrian bridge, right? They turned it into their mini shop. And I kind of like this because that seems to be the tradition, okay? Everywhere you turn to in Lagos is like this menace of, road markets or markets on the main road, kind of. They're not supposed to be markets, sidewalk. It should be. Watch this.
Femi.
Mega shitty. I don't know. I thought they said there is a Lagos master plan. You remember they said that Tinubu had what they call the Lagos master plan. Nobody has ever seen the Lagos master plan. Have you? Have you ever seen it? But whenever there is an election, they always talk about Lagos master plan, but there is no real plan in that place. It is like a jungle, a shithole. I call it mega shitty. Sometimes they have these shiny, this shiny projects for those who are like passing through Lagos. But if you go to the interiors and you'll be like, this can't be Lagos. Oh, it is Lagos, Baba. This is 2025. How can Lagos be? Baba, now Lagos, you're there. Welcome to Lagos. There's no plan of any of them changing. Yeah, they are taking rents, like, they are like rent taking or rent seeking mofos, but there's no real plan. There's nothing, like, there's no real plan anywhere. You can't use 25 years of planning for a city and Lagos is still like that. I'm just saying, sometimes I am that, curious about where is that Lagos plan, Lagos master plan? They said if nobody drew Lagos master plan, right? And that is why the likes of Isaleko, Barack Obama, Ajangbadi, Albert Einstein, Fashola is following it. Ambode following it. Governor Point and Kill, Adegeto, Sonweku is following it. I said, following what? It's a master plan. I said, come and see red line, blue line, pink line, purple line. I said, shut up, man. It can't take you 25 years to have a plan if you have been in government. Like, they have had uninterrupted run as the people forming the government or running Lagos State for 25 years. There is a master plan, right? There shouldn't be all these jungles on this, this. Anyway, make I leave all of you with that. Today's Friday, so thank God it's Friday. Okay, let's go get some rest. I'm going to see you some other time. Okay, thank you so much for joining me this evening. I don't know. See, somehow I am kind of like in the mood of counting days until when I'm going to say hello, America. I don't know, because right now I feel like what I'm missing in going to that contraption, I can make up for it, going to the US. So I can't stop thinking about that, by the way. I don't know if it's actually making me or going to make me more lazier and lazier until that day comes and all that. But apart from that, I'm going to say thank you so much for spending your evening with me again. I am not taking calls tonight, maybe tomorrow. Okay. But listen, if you joined us midway or towards this end, right, you can always rewind this broadcast and watch it from the start again. Okay. And if you have been with me from the beginning and you haven't really liked the broadcast, like it or share it, this will be your chance of doing that. Okay. So please like this broadcast, share it, right? Subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to see you again. Good night.
Ayégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Ayégún dáyàrí ayébi nàmbà wá.
Ayégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Ayégún dáyàrí ayébi nàmbà wá.
Ayégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Náídì number one.
bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún Diary Náídì number one.
ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary Náídì number one.
Máyégún Diary politico.
Máyégún Diary Náídì number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún Diary Náídì number one.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún Diary Náídì number one.
àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún Diary Náídì number one.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
jíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ̀ bù lóòótọ́ olódò